Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, thank you too. Yeah, that's good. Good morning.
Okay, welcome everyone. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. If you can, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Wiki, would you lead us in prayer?
Sure. Let's pray. Lord, we just give you this time. We give you this evening. God, we ask that you would be in our conversations tonight, that you'd lead us and guide us. And just, we pray a special blessing over our city, the city of Sturgis. Pray that you would give us discernment, give us wisdom as we talk about things regarding the city. Pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, city clerk.
Commissioner Burr.
Here.
Commissioner Boring.
Here.
Commissioner Wiki.
Here.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Abs.
Here.
Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Vice Mayor Mullins.
I'm present.
Mayor Perez.
Here. Moving on with the agenda under proclamations and presentations, there's none tonight. Next on the agenda is the visitor section. If there's a visitor here that would like to make a public comment for items not listed on the agenda, please come forward, state your name and address, and you have 2 minutes to address the commission.
Dre Perkins, 206 Pleasant, Sturgis. So good evening, y'all. I originally shared this information through the Watershed Voice, but wanted to make sure that this commission was aware as well. So that's what brings me here tonight. Nothing bad. Y'all can breathe easy for this round. Following the storm events that knocked out power for several residents last month, there were many volunteers who came together to assist this community and members in recovery efforts. With that in mind, I would like to publicly recognize and thank Sarah Watson and Jamie Eimer of the Sturgis Young Center of the Arts. In addition to the roles they carried out in handling daily operations and coordination with mutual aid crews, these two also played a vital role in providing residents with critical supplies during a time where those residents were facing survival situations. Through their quick decision-making and generosity, residents with medical needs were able to keep foods, drinks, and most importantly, temperature-sensitive medications cold and unspoiled. The simple act helped provide aid to a number of individuals and families in the area, and I just wanted to make sure that they knew and that you all knew as well that it did not go unnoticed or unappreciated. I am grateful for the leadership, the generosity, and empathy being repeatedly displayed at the Sturgis Young, and I just wanted to make sure that in addition to the line crews and the street crews and all of the other staff and volunteers, this staff was also recognized and thanked for their role during the storm recovery. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dre. Appreciate that. Is there another visitor like to, please state your name and address, and you have 2 minutes.
Phyllis Wolf, 800 Wilshire. I wanted to ask if this city has a plan for data centers. As with the Fabius Township thing, I'm very concerned about this. I want to make sure we have a plan. I understand that these companies are having commissions sign non-disclosure agreements, and I want to make sure that there's a plan without you get input from people like myself. I'm concerned with the interest party. I feel that citizens elected you to do what's best for our community, and I'm hoping that you do that. And if we don't have a plan, should we do a moratorium until we have a plan? What are the benefits of these to our community, because a lot of times they're saying it's tax basis, but we're giving them tax breaks to get them to come here. What is it doing to people's utilities? Is there going to be a monitor of the noise level? Because they're telling people it's going to be monitored, but now that they're in the communities, there's no one for them to complain to that can do anything for them. And I also think that it takes a large part of our property that could be used for housing for our community.
Okay, thank you. Is that something you want to talk on, TJ or Andrew?
I mean, I can just say that right now we haven't had any data centers that
Okay.
have approached us and progressed in any talks. I mean, we may have had some initial conversations, but there's nothing in the pipeline that would be around that. I think that, you know, before anything would come forward, obviously there'd be several steps that would involve city commission, so.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I see no other visitors. We'll move on with the agenda, the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
So we have motion
Second.
and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Next on the agenda is the approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
So we have a motion
Second.
and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Next is on the agenda is unfinished business, and we have none. So we'll move right into new business. And the first item under new business is the Sturgis Historical Society Cemetery Tours. Mr. Tom Sikorsky. Welcome, Tom.
Evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commission. Including in your packet this evening is the approval of the walking tours at Oak Lawn Cemetery by the Sturgis Historical Society. September 12th and 13th. They typically do this in this time of the year, but this year they have one additional ask, and that is doing a night tour. A night tour on Saturday, the 12th, running from starting at 8 p.m. and then Sunday, the 13th, running 2 p.m. and 3:30. So, Historical Society knows the rules. The cemetery board approved the ask at their last quarterly meeting. So if there's any questions of the commission, I'll be happy to answer.
Any questions for Tom?
Tom, do they plan to have it lit out there when they're at night, or is that using
So
flashlights? or
they're
what are they
gonna,
do?
yeah, so their plan is walking tours and keeping everyone, picking 10 to 12 veterans that are close to the path and then using lights. But they're gonna do a pre-run a week before and work with staff and make sure that it's gonna be lit enough.
Okay, but from walking from site to site, it won't be lighted, they'll just have
Yeah, it'll just be,
lights, portable,
flash.
walking with them, kind of?
that's how I interpret it, is what they're using for light.
Sounds really cool, thank you.
Any other questions for Tom?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission approve the Sturgis Historical Society request for Oak Lawn Cemetery tours on Saturday, September 12th, 2026, and Sunday, September 13th, 2026, is presented.
So we have a motion
Second.
and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is the Sturgis Township PA 425 Amendment Number 4. Patrick Manderson. Welcome.
Thank you, appreciate it, Mr. Mayor, Commission. In your packet is the Sturgis Township PA 425 Amendment Number 4. What this is, the agreement for conditional transfer of property from Sturgis Township to the city of Sturgis. In this agreement, 26846 State Line Road can transfer to full jurisdiction of the city at the owner's request. Exhibit B is the request for transfer.
So just as I guess point of clarification, we had approved the actual agreement, the amendment with the township a few meetings ago. This is the EDC now requesting the transfer and then the actual evidence of transfer of the property.
Okay.
So,
Any questions for Patrick? And it's that property right there.
correct.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a small piece of property that we acquired at the state line. So it's right on State Line Road, or right off of State Line Road. So the hashed area.
Are we connected at all to that, or is it just on its own as far as city owned?
We own the large parcels there, so that's the state line,
Okay.
property for the industrial park. We've acquired obviously that property. And now we'll bring it into the city and then have the ability to combine it in the future if necessary.
Any questions for Patrick?
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Ladies first.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission adopt resolution for transfer of property to the city of Sturgis pertaining to 26,846 State Line Road as presented.
So we have a motion
Second.
and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Patrick. Next on the agenda is the AEP pole line purchase. Mr. Chris McCarthy. Welcome tonight, Chris.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. As part of the new AEP Steuby Road substation, AEP has decommissioned the 69 kV transmission line heading south through town from the power plant to the Indiana state line. As part of this change, the city staff requested that AEP allow the city to purchase that line from AEP. On July 9th, Commission approved the bill of sale for the line. Before this document was signed, AEP have requested the city include a document to that bill of sale, which will be included in your packet, rider number 1 to the bill of sale. This document allows their fiber to be attached to the poles for up to a 5-year period until it is relocated. This document spells out who is responsible for maintenance and gives the fiber to the city after it is abandoned by AEP for the potential use of the city. And also included in the packet is a partial assignment and assumption of easements document. This document allows for the assignment of the easements from the property owners along the 69 kV line to the city of Sturgis. This document also allows AEP to retain the right to install new fiber underground along this right of way if they so choose. The city attorney, along with AEP attorneys, have worked on and completed the language of both agreements and are in their final form. They are subject to Indiana Michigan Power Leadership approval. This is the end of a long 3.5 year back and forth between the attorneys and us and their attorneys, and yeah, so this is what we have. So this line will feed the new state line substation along the railroad tracks from southeast substation on Fawn River Road. So we plan to use that line to feed that new substation.
Okay. Any questions for Chris?
I have just one. Will we have use for that fiber in 5 years?
I had them leave it up there just in case. It may coordinate well with ours. I have not checked it out. That line currently is being used by them. That actually runs to the Cook Nuclear Plant. That is their communications between Columbus and there. So in the future, they want to upgrade that, potentially put it up underground. But yeah, it may come in useful. I'm just not for sure, the type or anything else. But
I just wondered after 5 years, is this going to be viable use?
understood.
There again, I just wondered.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Any other questions for Chris? What's the wish of the commission?
Sure, make me read them. Mr. Mayor, I move that the City of Commission approve rider number 1 to the bill of sale with the Indiana Michigan Power Company and authorize the city manager to sign all necessary documents.
So we have a motion
Support.
and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So move.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the city commission approve the partial assignment and assumption of easements with Indiana Michigan Power Company and authorize the city manager to sign all documents.
So we have a motion
Support.
and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So move. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Oh, Chris?
Not for Chris,
Oh.
sorry, for TJ, I think more. In these motions, we're talking about city manager to sign all necessary. If we have an interim, does that need to be noted at all, or does that city
No,
manager
it-
cover all interim as well?
The interim will have authority to sign this as well, correct?
Make,
Great question. Next on the agenda, is set a budget public hearing. For the annual budget. Andrew Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Commissioners. As part of the budget adoption process, the Budget Hearings for Local Governments Act requires City Commission hold a public hearing before final adoption of its annual operating budget. Our charter requires that we adopt the budget on or before August 20th. So to accommodate these requirements, we're recommending that a public hearing be set on the budget for Wednesday, August 12th, 2026, as part of the regular City Commission meeting that evening. We did provide earlier this week, Sadie sent out the latest draft of the budget. I'm going to have her just kind of go over a little bit of those changes that kind of came out of the last meeting. I'm going to run through just, I guess, a couple highlights of where we're at currently. Even though that is a draft budget, I think it's important to throw a couple highlights out there, and then we'll let you take action on motion. So Sadie, if you would.
So as communicated earlier this week, based on our last budget meeting, the funds that have been impacted were the general fund. We increased the contribution to SYCA by 30,000. So now that contribution is 365,000 for fiscal 27. And the impact to SYCA, again, increasing their professional services for marketing specifically up by 30,000 in addition to geofencing expenses and bringing that back to where it was in prior year. From a capital plan standpoint, we added a 69 kV relay replacement project for 85,000 under electric, and then spread the cost of the new electric center construction between fiscal year 27 and 28. That's again an estimate just based on timing of when construction would start and finish. From a motor vehicle expenditure standpoint, updated the all-terrain mower to 52,000 cost instead of the 80 that was previously presented. And then on the fee schedule, as we discussed, updating the notary fees to $10 versus the 7 that was presented. Any questions on changes that were made?
I was just curious, did we get a different mower or something?
I
Went from
just had
80
the
to 52 and I was like, oh.
It was an error with my error, so I just had the wrong number.
to the good, at least.
To the good. Yeah.
Were we able to check into the vehicle for engineering as far as?
The 450 or?
Oh, it was a pickup truck, a 4x4 pickup truck, and we were talking about maybe they don't necessarily need that much of a vehicle.
Yeah, I think what we'll probably do with that one is there'll be an evaluation, and when they bring it for actual purchase, then we can adjust whether the vehicle is the bigger or the smaller one. I know there was questions about the 350 versus 450 as well. Tom may be able to answer some of those if we still have them, but I think again we're still looking at the 450. The last thing I think that Commission kind of had asked about was the de-icing equipment and maybe some of the impact from there. Tom did provide some communities he had talked to specifically, and the good news is one of the communities that had used it was the community our interim city manager was with. So he has a little bit of experience with the de-icing and what it's done in other communities. So he can probably provide some additional context for that for you. If you're so desirous tonight or at a future meeting.
And we're still having discussions with Enterprise on solidifying final vehicles and pricing, so that would be part of our discussion before it came back for approval.
as far as just kind of quick hits on the budget, you all have been through several budget meetings, and again, appreciate all the time and effort that goes into those. As you know, this budget presents the change in millage rate that you all approved here a couple meetings ago. So you'll see the change in property taxes there associated with that. As you know, this budget also includes the impacts of the storm damage, both to some of our general fund as well as our electric department fund categories. For general fund, we brush and leaf pickup specifically, excuse me. General fund, we have not budgeted any capital reserve transfer this year. That was one item, and we are showing, at least in the current draft, a roughly $340,000 loss from revenue to expenses in the general fund. That would take our fund balance at the end of fiscal year 27, if all items hold, down to 25%, which is of course our target for fund balance moving forward. Other items of note in the streets funds, particularly major local streets, you'll note that the weight and gas tax estimates are up in fiscal year 27. That's a result of the state changes to funding in those categories. That should provide additional room for future maintenance and other elements that are associated with our streets funds. Going on, we also have, as far as 204, our street and sidewalk improvement fund, a big project next year, which will be South Lakeview. That's budgeted in the streets fund at a cost of $1.5 million. Moving on and moving forward. Other items of note. Doyle Community Center, we did some adjustment with staffing at Doyle Community Center, which brought their wages down by about 20% year over year. Note again, the capital reserve fund, we talked about not transferring funds at the end of fiscal year 27, projecting about $500,000 left in capital reserve for future projects. Ambulance fund, obviously with the closure of the hospital, as you know, we made some adjustments there. Some of that was increased staffing to allow for sufficient ambulances to cover the city with extended run times to additional areas. We adjusted with one new full-time staff and then a second adjustment of staffing assignments to accommodate that. Also had a little bit of change in revenue that is a result of no transfers from Sturgis Hospital and our ability to affect those. So that's some of the impact on that. As a result, we've transferred additional money from the general fund to address those where we were averaging about $300,000, and those transfers were up to $450,000 projected for fiscal year 27. Generally, just want to talk, I guess, next and last about some of the capital projects that are included in this budget. Some of the critical ones I already mentioned, South Lakeview, as far as streets, but also a sidewalk program that's anticipated for spring of 2027. We have about $225,000 budgeted for that. So I know Patrick's working very hard on that plan, and we'll be bringing that to you hopefully shortly for moving forward with items related to that. Sturgis Young Center for the Arts, we have budgeted roof repairs in next fiscal year for that. That's a fairly major project for us. Electric department, we have a few small projects that will be going next fiscal year. As Sadie mentioned, one of those is the electric center construction, or at least the first part of the electric center construction project. The addition of generation resources, so that's the natural gas turbines that you all approved at the last meeting. And then the embankment rehabilitation at the hydro dam, which was of course, part of our mandate from FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. So all those projects, multi-million-dollar projects, which will be kicking off next year. Other than that, wastewater always has a good, healthy amount of capital for maintenance. Wastewater fund has been fairly healthy, in terms of its dollars. And so we like to see that. Water fund a little less, still healthy, but not as healthy as wastewater and electric as far as utilities. But we do have, capital expenditures planned through there, not the least of which relate to some of our other projects as well. So, including South Lakeview. Although the number on South Lakeview is down from where we kind of originally started, it's still a project for next year. So, I think Sadie covered the vehicles. That's kind of my general overview of the budget. No, I will be providing you all with a budget letter, just kind of wrapping up my involvement with the budget, and then you should see that by the end of the week, and then we'll carry forward and the rest of the budget process pass off to Doug and leave in Sadie's capable hands. I'll just make my one note, since I just as a point when it comes to the budget process. You'll see this mentioned in my budget letter as well, but Sadie is called out for special attention this year. This is her first budget process. It was far from an easy budget process, and she did an amazing job navigating all those waters. You are in good hands. I think I was looking back in my budget letter from last year, and I talked about Holly and how she had done an amazing job, and that she was leaving big shoes to fill, and Sadie's filled them very well. So I think you are in fiscally good hands moving forward. So my thanks to her and all city staff for their part in the budget process.
Thank you for that, Andrew.
One question in there in the budget. I got this from Sadie, and I wasn't at the last budget meeting, but I noticed one in Doyle for a generator.
Mhm.
What was the genesis of that?
So that was generated as a result of the storms. It was something that the mayor had asked, and commission had kind of asked us to include. When we had some of the storm systems, what we found out, and this was not something that necessarily was new information to city staff as we kind of looked at emergency planning, but a lot of the facilities that we rely on for support services, be they Sturgis Young or the Doyle Center, don't have emergency backup power themselves or the capability to connect to emergency backup power. It was noted that would be a good thing to budget for, so we included that in the budget. I think that what we've planned for is we'd have to find some type of grant resource in order to make that happen. So there was an in and out budgeted for a grant resource, and then the connection of a generation resource.
That was the one thing that I did notice, I guess, but nothing else. Thank you.
Something I'd like to add to that, the budget is that, and we haven't talked much about it, about the ambulance special assessment millage. That could be 1 to 2 mills. I know they said maybe 1.5 was a last estimate, I guess. But there again, 1 mill's $313,000, 1.5, $156,500. So now it's a lot of extra money.
Yeah, I know that we've discussed the potential for a special assessment district through our budget hearings, and whether that's something that the commission wants to look at in the future. I know we're still gathering information on kind of that process for you. We presented some at the last couple budget meetings, but I think that'll be something that you all will have to look at going into fiscal year 2028.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just
No.
going back to this storm, this is one of this budget, but do we still feel around $1 million for the outside cost from the storm? We're still close to that $1 million, and then that did not include our labor, correct?
Correct.
So it's $1 million outside help, basically, and most of that will be electric.
Remind me, say, I think the $1 million was electric and then there was additional for non-electric
Yeah,
costs.
We budgeted about 120 in the general fund.
Okay, I was just trying, yeah. Thank you.
120,000 additional from the million.
Mhm.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you.
At this time.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission set a public hearing for consideration of the city's fiscal year 2026 through 2027 budget during the regular city commission meeting at 6 o'clock on August 12th, 2026.
So we have a motion
Second.
and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So move. Okay, that concludes our new business. Moving on to commissioner and staff comments. We'll start with staff. I know Andrew's gonna address the commission after commission and staff has spoken. So we'll start with you, Ms. Sate.
I'd just like to thank Andrew for, his time here and being kind of that mentor for me in learning this position and working through my first budget cycle. So thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that and wish you all the best.
Ken?
So the deadline has passed for city commission petitions. In precinct 1, we have a gentleman down in sub 2 named Barry Cox that submitted. Precinct 1. Precinct 2, Commissioner Wiki has submitted. Precinct 4, we have 2 petitions that were valid from Mayor Frank Perez and Stony Summy. And then the at-large Commissioner Miller submitted. So we'll have 5 names on the ballot. Additionally, we have races for the 4-year term in Precinct 2 and the 4-year term in Precinct 3 that still have available. Well, they all have available as a write-in candidate. So that write-in form is fairly simple. You just have to declare to be a write-in. That's due 10 days before the election, so about October 23rd it is. So people have time to decide to do that, and we'll see how it goes. First, we got to get through the primary, but it's not city commission related. So
Is that 2 and 3 you said for write-in?
So 3. There's only one race for precinct 3, just for the full commission term. So they can do, but you can do a write-in for any of the 6 races. So, and Andrew, we'll talk. So known him a couple years. So,
all right. Patrick, you got anything? Tom, you got anything?
Couple things. The school approached us this spring to do some community work for us. That's painting the fire hydrants. So if you've noticed around town, fire hydrants getting nice shiny black and orange sheen to it. That is because the school has been doing that, and the city, our portion of that, would just purchase them. And to date, they have covered 300 of the 600 plus hydrants throughout the state.
Wow.
And 2, Andrew has been a good 18 years. And I appreciate the support that you've given me and pushing me to my next potentials.
Chris?
Yeah, I would just echo both Sadie and Tom, and certainly appreciate the time. I haven't been here that long, but certainly have had some challenges in the electric department and work for that, and I appreciate all the support. So.
Anything from our ex-employee Barry?
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Anything from the media?
Nothing, thank you.
TJ?
I just echo everybody's, well wishes to Andrew. It's been good working with him. His knowledge of different areas has always been impressive to all the different things and information that he has on the areas of municipal government. So I'm sure he'll land on his feet. Appreciate it. Good luck with the family, and sabbatical, here you come.
Interim City Manager Doug, you got anything?
Just the same, we wish Andrew all the best going forward and thank him for his many years of service to the city of Sturgis. Thank you.
Commissioner Epps?
Certainly, I wish you well. But I'm gonna add to it, maybe not as nice as the rest, because I'm hoping in the future you work with someone that can stop my bulls on the runway and motorcycles flipping in the air without something around for safety. And so I'm hoping that, I'm actually wishing on you that something tops that.
Yeah, I don't know if anything's gonna quite top that, but you kept a young assistant city manager stressed up appropriately, I think, as a chamber director, so.
Commissioner?
I
Lord?
wish you well also, and hope everything goes as planned for you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Wiki?
Thank you, Andrew, for everything. Really appreciate all your work over the years. I also had a couple more things. When I was walking around getting signatures in precinct 2, there were a few things that came up, and I just wanted to mention them now while I have your attention. So North Ohio Court, there were multiple households that they actually asked for speed bumps. I know that's
Same residents asked me for speed bumps.
yeah. They're using the circle as a racetrack at times, and then the apartments are also back there on the north side. So whether that's added patrols or whatever that looks like, I know that it would be greatly appreciated for less speed, safer speeds.
Where at?
North Ohio Court.
North Ohio Court.
There's a fella on 209 Grove Street. It's the corner of Grove and Congress. He would like to be permitted to have a fence to keep his kids safe. Mentioning, again, this was the other street where I had a lot of comments about speed, West Congress cars speeding. And then just potential crime, dangerous people walking by. He caught people on his camera flashing guns at cars going by. He wants, if he lets his kids outside, he wants to feel semi-safe. And so I'm just not sure how to help him get a fence.
I was gonna say, do you know if he's approached community development about placing a fence and was denied?
It sounds like maybe he had some trouble getting a permit because he's on a corner lot, and I know there's some.
There are rules about corner lots and where you can put a fence.
Yeah.
You're still allowed to have a fence. It's just where. So, I guess I would encourage, if you have contact information for that individual, I think perhaps you can get that to Doug, and Doug can reach out.
Okay.
And maybe figure out what the situation is then.
Okay, yeah, I have his contact.
Okay.
And then what was the last one? I mean, the city is currently working on it, but many in the second precinct had worries that nothing was being done as far as cleanup from the storm. And I do appreciate the communication that went out today. I just think maybe in the future we communicate a little more as this is still happening, getting cleaned up, so that they feel like they have some assurance that that stuff will be taken care of. So that I just heard a lot of comments about that was all.
Sure.
So, all right, I think that was it. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Mellon?
Really are no adequate words. Andrew, I think I got to know you starting out my service in the state legislature And I've always appreciated just how high your character is, just how good of a job you do, and how thorough you are, and how knowledgeable that you are. And that has been very appreciated. This has not been your city your entire life, but you've given to it as though it was. And it has been my city my entire life, and I can't really describe how much I appreciate what you have given it over the years that you have. And this day really shouldn't have come. You should have retired out of here after I was off this commission. And it should have been celebrated and honored with more fanfare and pomp and ceremony. And I'm sorry that it wasn't, and I'm sorry that I could have done more to prevent your exit. I do wish you and your family all the best health and prosperity for your futures. I hope that you all find peace. And whatever it is that you're doing next, I don't know what that'll be. I don't know if you know what that will be. But whatever that is, I have the fullest confidence that that will be done to the same standard that your service here has, and that you will please whatever future employer has you very, very much. And they will have a man of high character. And I appreciate that. And I think your future employer will too. Thank you for your service, sir.
Commissioner Burke?
Andrew, I also wish you good luck finding a new job. I hope you find a job that you really love, and you love it enough to have it until you retire. Second thing I'd like to ask, and there's some things on social media about the plot cameras. I know we're not going to be using them because of the the service is a little bit too high for us right now. Are we going to have those removed until maybe sometime in the future if we do resume that service?
Yeah, I know I had just made a note to Director Benazik about, hey, what's the future of those look like, and are they going to be taken down? I don't know what the ultimate resolution of that is. I would assume that if we don't have the service, that the cameras would come down, and if we resume service in the future, that the cameras would go back up. But
Okay.
that'll have to be something that he looks at for the future. So,
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Smith?
I'd also like to say thank you, Andrew. It's been nice working with you for the last 5 years and knowing you for many, many more than that. And also like to welcome Doug. It'd be nice having you here too.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Mullins?
Yeah. Thank you, Sadie, for your work on the budget this year. That was seemed like a seamless process without Holly and with you here. So great job. Want to acknowledge you as well. Andrew, thank you for your time here at the city as well. I too wish that you were serving out until your retirement days. And I wish I could have done more to influence you to stay. Unfortunately, those aren't circumstances, and this is. So best of luck to you and Anna and the kids. And I'm sure we'll see you around. You're not like packing up and leaving town right away, are you, or anything like that?
we'll see what
Okay.
happens.
All right. Well, I hope to see you around, and my best to you. Thank you. I'll just end with this. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. That was the great Dalai Lama. With that, I yield my time and say, let's be kind to one another.
Okay. Andrew, God, I think I was the HR guy when you came on many years ago. Wish you and your family all the best. It's been quite a ride. I too echo Sadie, job well done on the budget. I thank all the staff for helping make this process go smooth. And Doug, I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Wish you the best too, while you help us prepare for the next, step for our city. I'll say this, I know it's been interesting this year. But I don't doubt, Doug, that there's not one commissioner on this commission that loves the city, as we do, and that's why we're all here. We all bring something different. We might not all agree, but I think the thing that we do agree as a panel of 8 is that we all love this city and we want it to prosper. So look forward to working with you.
Same here.
And with that, our next item on the agenda is to go into closed session, and we need. Oh, well,
It's all
sorry
right.
about
That's
that.
right. That's normally not the order.
I missed my note. I know you said you wanted to go at the
You were
end, so
you
I'm
were on
so
a roll.
sorry.
No worries.
I'm so
No
sorry
worries.
about
I
that.
would have caught you before the end.
Next
Don't worry.
on, we'll have Andrew address the commission.
Yeah, just real quick before I get into kind of a quick thank you. Storm update. I think you may have seen stuff go out, but Tom, do you want to give us the quick update on where we're at these days on storm cleanup?
We entered in Ward 3. And it's taking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The first 2 wards, we've been at it a month, and we're gonna be at the rate we're going, when we finish up. And the brush that we've accumulated is back to the volume where we saw the first weekend after this one. Apples are gonna be full, and potentially looking at other options.
So, working solutions. Yeah, so wanted to give that quick update. I know we've been trying to give people kind of notice when we're switching over because we're doing it a little differently this year. So noted on the frequency of communication, but we'll work on that. I guess to close out, I've written my stuff down. So if you see me look at my computer, it's to keep myself on task. I want to thank city staff, past and present, for all their hard work and dedication over my time here. I've had the pleasure to be close colleagues with a lot of amazing people over the years, to share times of hard work and laughter along the way. I really do wish current staff nothing but the best. They're an amazing team, and I know they'll continue to do their utmost best for the city and the broader community, for Doug and for the commission. Want to thank the commission and commissioners past and present. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve the community. Wish nothing but the best for the city of Sturgis as it moves on into the future. I'm happy to have been part of the city's story. I think, as I said before, and I expect the next chapter will be a positive one. I've said I haven't known Doug long, but in the time I've known him, I know that the city's in good hands. So I'm happy for that. And finally, just want to say a thank you to the Sturgis community. I came to Sturgis as an intern. I had never heard of Sturgis before that point. I've had the chance to grow and develop here over the last 18 plus years. I've developed friendships. I found my place in the community, started my family here. I had the opportunity to work with and get to know so many great people over the years, to see and in some small way be part of positive change in the community. And today I can say I know Sturgis, and I expect to see good things continue here on into the future. So thank you all.
Thank you, Andrew. Now last thing on the agenda is closed session. Need a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we move into closed session.
So we have a
For
motion.
the purpose of,
Pending the litigation union negotiations.
Voice, they have motion and support. All in favor?
Roll call.
Commissioner Burr,
Yes.
Commissioner Boring,
Yes.
Commissioner Wiki,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Abs,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mullins,
Yes.
Mayor Perez.
Yes.
We're in closed session.
Close it.
There you go. And that works.
Okay, we're back in open session.
All right.
I was trying to hold back, but.
So we're officially done?
We're done.
I guess meeting adjourned. Have a good work week, everyone.